Hi guys, it's Hani here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial we're going to make this beautiful Dreamcatcher Raspberry Mousse Tart. You can find a full recipe in the description box under the video. To make the tart shell I am using my Linzer cookie dough recipe and I'm just going to roll it out to about 1/4 inch thick. To make the tart I am using 8-inch tart pan with the removable bottom. I also sprayed the pan lightly with some nonstick spray. Take a rolling pin and run it over the top. It will trim off the excess. At this point you should have your oven preheated to 350 degrees of Fahrenheit. You also need to prick the bottom with a fork. And I'm also going to use my baking beans. First though we need to line the bottom, line the pan with the parchment. And I'm going to bake it for 15 minutes like this, and then after 15 minutes take it out of the oven and remove the beans and then return it to the oven for additional 15 minutes. Let it cool completely before handling. I'm also going to melt some semi-sweet chocolate and we're going to brush a really thin layer of chocolate on the cooled cookie or tart shell. This will create a layer that we need, or I find it's really useful when adding mousse so the cookie doesn't get too soggy. Here I'm adding some gelatin to my raspberry puree and I'm going to let it sit for about 5 minutes. Then we're going to microwave it until all of the gelatin is dissolved. You can test if the gelatin is dissolved by rubbing the mixture between your fingers. If there is no graininess, it means that it's dissolved. Let it cool slightly. Now we're gonna whip the heavy cream until soft peaks are formed. Then we can add powdered sugar. I'm also going to add mascarpone cheese, splash of vanilla extract, now we can add cooled raspberry puree. And now we can fill the tart shell. Make sure that you stick the tart shell into the fridge for the chocolate to harden. I'm going to stick it into the fridge for about 4 or 5 hours, and while that's chilling we can prepare decorations. So I'm going to cut out cute little flowers. We're going to add a decorative border on the edge. I'm using my Linzer cookie dough recipe and we're just gonna bake these off at 350 degrees of Fahrenheit for about 6-7 minutes. I'm also going to make feathers. We need feathers for the Dreamcatcher. So I'm using a silicone mold. And to cut these out, I'm going to use a pen blade. You can also use an X-Acto knife. So this is the pen blade. It's really great for hand cutting cookies. And I'm going to bake the feathers at 350 degrees of Fahrenheit for about 7-8 minutes or so. Once they're baked and cooled, we're gonna paint them. So I'm adding a little bit of lemon extract to make the edible paint. I'm using royal blue, sky blue, and teal food coloring, a little bit of white. You can remove excess edible paint by dabbing it into a dry paper towel. Now I'm going to add some silver leaf using dry food only paintbrush. Make sure that your feather is dry. Alright, now we're going to prepare the center of the Dreamcatcher, that really pretty lace or flower design. So I'm using plum, and I'm cutting out these sections using a round cutter first and then a smaller cutter to cut out the center. Now I'm going to dissolve some gelatin in a little bit of cold water, let it sit for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna microwave it until all of the gelatin is dissolved, which will take about 5 seconds or so. Dip each little petal, plum petal, into gelatin and then arrange them on top of the parchment. I'm going to stick it into the fridge for about 30-40 minutes or so. Now we can add cookie flowers all around. Use a little bit of chocolate for the glue. Now after 30 minutes you can carefully peel off the parchment. Gelatin is already set, and you can see the center of the Dreamcatcher is holding together nicely. It's not gonna slide anywhere. Now for the loop we're gonna use blueberries. Use a little bit of chocolate on the back of the feather and attach the cookies. I'm also adding some silver leaf to blueberries. And the last thing is the cute little flower in the center. And that's how you can make this beautiful and super delicious Dreamcatcher Raspberry Mousse Tart. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you are new to my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up and I will see you next time.